What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast. Yo, man, Mr. AKA Run the Damn Ball. I'm going to tell y'all this right now, man. It's Mr. Run the Damn Ball, but for right now, and while the Dallas Cowboys running backs are doing absolutely nothing, is Mr. AKA Dak Prescott. Throw that thing. Yeah, damn it. I don't know how I'm going to get that on a hat. I don't know if it's going to fit. But I'm going to tell y'all this right here, man. This is the breakdown of last night's game, the whys and the whys nots. Dak Prescott absolutely played ridiculously lights out. Played good enough to win you a game. He threw 44 passes, completing 29 of them for 374 yards and 3 touchdowns. He flat out outplayed Jalen Hurts, who only had to throw 23 passes, and on those 23 passes, he only completed 17. He had 2 touchdowns. Tony Pollard did absolutely nothing in the running game. 12 carries for 51 yards. Yeah, he did have a solid average if you want to average it up, but let's just be real. The Dallas Cowboys running game is absolutely non-existent. Last year, when Ezekiel Elliott was on that 9-game touchdown streak, a lot of us didn't appreciate it. A lot of y'all didn't appreciate it. That was my biggest hitting point this year. Hey, what were we going to do when we missed those 9 touchdowns, especially those rushing touchdowns in the red zone, which we're not currently capable of do, considering we're losing games by less than a touchdown. But yeah, Cowboys got to do something at the run game because we have absolutely no running game. CeeDee Lamb in the passing game was absolutely ridiculous. Dallas Cowboys finally gave CeeDee Lamb what I like to call the Davante Adams treatment. But I called the Davante Adams treatment when he was in Green Bay. It means something totally different now that he's in Oakland. I mean, now he's in Las Vegas. But basically, Davante Adams treatment meant to me is like, there was once a game I was watching where his dude got 5 targets on the first drive. Literally. Aaron Rodgers just kept feeding the ball. I'm going to tell you, that's what Dak did last night. He had 11 catches for 191 yards. If I'm not mistaken, he had over 15 targets. So obviously the point of this game was to get the hands in the ball of our best player, which was CeeDee Lamb. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this right here. My tight ends, my boy Ferguson, listen to me. I say my boy because you officially my boy. You out there balling. My only issue with this tight end room is you could have had 2. People be like, West Coast, West Coast, what do you think about Ferguson now? What do you think about Ferguson now? I'd be like, well, damn, what if you could have had 2? Because you could have had 2. That was the argument I was making. But the one tight end that we did have came to play. Shoemaker, he had a play, but he really didn't have a play. Why you didn't get deeper in the end zone? Why aren't we running plays to get what we want instead of running plays that are in front of what we need? I don't understand that in the play calling. Speaking on play calling, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. Play calling was not good last night. Last night, you really saw the Joes outplay the Schmoes. And what I mean is this. The athletes on the field had to outplay the bad calls and some of the things that was going on between the referees and the Dallas Cowboys coaching staff. Because if it wasn't for the refs missing calls, the Dallas Cowboys were just calling bad plays, man. And it's just crazy, man, because we were in the red zone. Red zone efficiency was actually better last night. We were end up being like 3 for 5, which is a vast improvement from what we were. But it was the 2 that we really, really didn't get that we really, really needed, considering the Dallas Cowboys ended up losing this game by 5 points. Yes, right? Now, the Dallas Cowboy defense. Now, I might go back to the offense because I might think there's some Michael Gallup can't catch, bro. I don't know what's going on with my dude. Can't catch. $11 million wide receiver. I don't know what it is, but Michael Gallup, again, had a key drop. Jalen Tolbert, friend of the show, came through real big. I think it's very obvious. I made a video at the beginning of the season in August where I said who should be the Dallas Cowboys' 3rd receiver between Michael Gallup and Jalen Tolbert. I said then it should be Jalen Tolbert. Everybody said I was crazy. I think everybody feels that I'm probably not crazy, that Michael Gallup's probably crazy because he is just not the same guy anymore. Other than that, offensive line. Listen, man, the offensive line for sure had a Chaz Green day, and the Dallas Cowboys handled it the exact same way they handled it when Chaz Green gave up, 6 sacks in one game. Terrence Steele was not himself, and I'm going to tell you this right here. The Philadelphia Eagles found a chink in the Dallas Cowboys armory, and not only did they send one guy with Hassan Reddick toward the end of the game. When Reddick got tired, they started sending the number 55, and he started getting pressure. Terrence Steele ended up giving up 12 pressures, and I think it was 3 sacks. That is 15 negative plays. Dak only dropped back 4 times. That's ridiculous. You know, Dak was ridiculous. Considering the fact that Dak was under an immense amount of pressure, just lets you know how good he really did play. Now that you think about that, it just lets you know how good Dak really did play. Because he was under pressure all night and was damn near perfect. Did not cause any turnovers. Defense did, man, I'm going to tell you. Outside of the defense did what I'm hoping they can fix. That is, they are in this streak right now where they are allowing opposing teams to score on their opening drive. And the thing about it is, when you're doing that, you are allowing your offense to be down. You know, even though Dak got the ball, they weren't able to score. So guess what? As soon as Philadelphia comes on the field, they're down. The Dallas Cowboys defense, we got to do better. We got to do better with a better series. We got to come back, get better with starting games stronger so that we can hold teams to 3 quarters. We cannot allow teams to try to have 4 opportunities, 4 quarters to score on us in football. We have to be able to go out here and shut these teams down on their initial drives, and especially in the first quarter, man, because if you don't, you're going to be playing from behind the whole game. Now, the crazy story in this game is the Cowboys were playing from behind, and then they weren't playing from behind. Then they were playing from behind. It was like a back-and-forth game. I'm going to tell you this right here, man. In these situations, man, the key ingredients for the Cowboys right now, honestly, is on defense is we have to, when we play these, anybody, not even good teams, we have to stop allowing them to score on their opening drive. Next, secondary, I mean, listen to me. They didn't really, listen, we did a secondary, they actually did a really good job. A.J. Brown did not go over 100 yards like I predicted. They did a really good job of holding him under. He did get a touchdown. Both receivers actually did get touchdowns. And Jordan Lewis is not the same guy anymore, man. I was going to make a whole video about it, but I was like, man, I don't want to start no drama. But listen, Jordan Lewis is not the same dude anymore, man. I don't know if it's injury. I don't know if he's just like, I don't know if it's skill set, because you just don't fall off like that, man. I think that Jordan Lewis is going through the same thing Michael Gallup went through last year when the Dallas Cowboys kind of brought him back a little bit earlier than expected. Because, man, on every key third down or second down and long, they were keying on Jordan Lewis. And it was not, they didn't care if it was a wide receiver. And there was even times where they put a tight end over there, and my guy was in chase all game. Cowboys got to fix that, man. Got to absolutely fix that. Second, I mean, man, penalties, man, listen to me. Both teams had penalties all over the place, man. Both teams had penalties all over the place. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I just think that the Eagles were able to overcompensate from their penalties. And I'm gonna tell you this right here. I've always said this. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys will ever be able to magically erase penalties out of it. It's just too ingrained in them. But can you overcome the penalties? That's the question that I've always asked about the Dallas Cowboys. Can you overcome yourself? And guess what? We had 2 penalties and a damn illegal procedure on one play, on one drive last night. It was ridiculous. And it was the drive that we needed to win. I'm sorry. You have to learn how to you're not just going to magically stop getting penalties. Why? Because it's your culture, man. So what do you got to do? You got to find ways to what? Overcompensate for them. You get a penalty, bro. You can't go. You get a penalty and you lose 5 yards. You can't do some short round play, bro. You can't do that. You just can't do that. Now, I saved the last 30 seconds of this video to talk about play calling, man, because play calling, again, as I wanted to say, was not where we want it to be, man. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I think the best thing for the Dallas Cowboys right now in those pivotal moments is just let Dak cook, man. I'm not saying let the boy call his play, but let him just let him cook, bro. Let Dak do what Dak does, man, because the offense moves better at that high tempo speed when we're moving down the field, man. And that's what I saw last night. In and all, man, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I think if this game was played at Philadelphia, I think the results are differently, but it wasn't. We were playing, I mean, I think if the game was played in Dallas, I think the results are differently. But it wasn't. It was played in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? So I think the Dallas Cowboys still got action, but I'm going to tell you this right now. We can't afford to lose any more games going forward, man, because we already got 2 losses in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? They play in the same NFC. Now we also have a loss in the NFC East as well. So Cowboys got to make sure that we get on top of that, man. This next game, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what to say, bro. I'm irritated right now. I'm hella irritated right now, man. I definitely feel that was a game we should have won. I hate losing games. I'd rather got blown out than losing a game that I feel that we should have won, because it'd be the small things that kills you, man. It'd be the small foxes that set the branch, it's the small branches. I'm done. You already know what it is. Never look down, stars up. Peace.